and welcome to Sue Rogers Unedited. I am Sue Rogers. Today's topic is coffee enemas. Yeah, here we go. I may have mentioned them on here before, but we're actually going to get into why you would even want to do a coffee enema and also hydrocolonics. So both things are basically using liquid to flush out your colon. There can be so much toxic waste trapped in our colon, even if you go to the bathroom regularly. Okay, so funny story, my mom's a nurse. So as a kid growing up, my mom always asked us, like anytime our stomach hurt, the first question out of my mom's mouth was, when was your last bowel movement? So talking about poop was a very common thing in my house growing up, because it literally was the first question my mom would ask. And rightfully so. Like, if your stomach is not doing well, what is coming out the other end? And it 100% affects or can give you details and clues to your health. So how often you're going, what the texture of it is. I know it's could be so gross if you're not used to talking about this topic. So sorry if this one you're not tuning in for, but you guys, otherwise, like, stick with me, because I promise there's some good information in here. The color. I'm actually working on this. My cute little dog Pebbles is having some tummy issues, so I'm having to inspect stuff on her to make sure her gut is functioning properly. But our gut literally is, depending on the source you're looking at, anywhere from like 70 to 90% of your immune system, depending on the study. But that high of a percentage of your immune system lives in your gut. So you want things to be moving and functioning properly within your gut, and your gut is your mouth, your esophagus, your stomach, the entire intestines, all the way out through the anus. So the entire digestive tract is your gut. And you want your gut to be functioning properly so that your immune system is functioning properly. So coffee enemas, what is it? Now, I'm not talking about, you're not going to go to Starbucks and get a black coffee and funnel that up your rectum. Don't do that. Terrible, terrible, terrible idea. First of all, also, I am not a doctor, so I'm not giving anyone medical advice. This is not medical advice. I am not a doctor, yada, yada. I am sharing information from actual resources on options of things you could do for your body, not medical advice, okay? With that being said, there are so many things that are not medical advice that are better for you than things that are pharmaceutical medical advice. So, not advice giving, just sharing stories and information and things that I have done personally to my own body. Do not do them on your own. But I am not the person to tell you what to do with your body. Do what you want. So, do not go to Starbucks and get a black coffee and think you're gonna funnel that up there and have that go great. Also, if you are attempting this, please look up the exact protocols on person therapy. This book, I freaking love this book, but there's actually information online from naturopath doctors that you can find on how to do this yourself. You would never want to use hot coffee because you don't want to burn your insides, and you don't want to use regular coffee. I actually meant to bring the bag up here with me right now of the, it's organic gold coffee, and when you make it, it doesn't even smell like regular coffee, you guys. But this exact one that I use is one that a friend of mine that was at a facility in Mexico that did Gerson therapy for her treatment. It's the exact one that they had approved for her to use. So if you're interested, hit me up and I can give you the exact one. But the exact way of how to do it is all explained in this book, or you can find other resources on how to do the process. But I want to give you the information as to why. Like, what would this actually do for your body? What would the purpose of this be? Besides just the actual, like, flushing everything out. Okay, because you can go get hydrocolonics, and shout out to my girl Maddie over at Inner Wellbeing in Modesto. So if you're in the 209 area, you can go get a hydrocolonic, which is basically a mess-free way of doing colon cleanse. And she is the best. It's super like not awkward. She's amazing. When I don't do coffee enemas at home, I go to see her to do hydrocolonics. And it actually, I feel the way that machine works, I feel like it gets a little higher up into the small intestine than doing the coffee enema at home. But both are great options. Coffee enema at home is going to be a lot less expensive. However, the benefits of doing the hydrocolonic and having the machine and someone who knows what to do to help you through it, hands down, also a phenomenal option, especially just to get you going and to start getting things functioning better in the gut. But information straight from the Gerson therapy book that I freaking love is that for this coffee enema specifically, okay, for hydrocolonic, it's water that's flushing everything out. The coffee enema, the nutrients in the coffee work with the body in this really cool way. So some information straight from here just to kind of help explain the reason why this would be something to look into for health. Enzymes in the liver and small bowel are responsible for conversion and neutralization of the 4 most common tissue toxins: polyamines, ammonia, toxic bound nitrogen, electrophiles, all of which can cause cell and membrane damage. Such protective liver and gut enzyme systems are massively increased in their beneficial effects by coffee enemas. Cool, right? So you're getting your own enzymes functioning in there and doing what they're supposed to be doing, which is phenomenal if you have a sluggish system or things going on that are really affecting your colon. Scientific journal Physiological Chemistry and Physics actually complimented Dr. Gerson on his works on this, confirming or affirming that caffeine enemas cause dilation of bile ducts, which facilitates excretion of toxic cancer breakdown products by the liver and dialysis of toxic products from blood across the colonic wall. Fascinating, right? And considering how many toxins we're all exposed to on a regular basis, just from things like in the freaking air that we breathe, let alone the like processed foods and things that are sprayed on our foods that are out there. So we're exposed to all kinds of stuff all the time. So helping the body's own natural elimination process of those toxins, like why wouldn't you, right? If you're like me and your goal is to live to be highly functioning and healthy at like 100, then this is something to look into. Some other information too on some of the physiological benefits of coffee enemas are it's going to dilute portal blood and subsequently the bile. Again, I'm reading this straight from this book. Major nutraceutical constituents of coffee dilate blood vessels and counter inflammation of the gut. The palmitates of coffee enhance glutathione S transferase, which is responsible for the removal of many toxic radicals from blood serum. The fluid of the enema itself stimulates the visceral nervous system, promoting peristalsis and the transit of diluted toxic bile from the duodenum out the rectum. So it's flushing everything out. Because the stimulating enema is retained for up to 15 minutes, you guys, if you can make it a full 15 minutes, I have not been making it that long at all lately, but the point of 15 minutes is because all the blood in the body passes through the liver nearly every 3 minutes. The coffee enemas represent a form of dialysis of blood across the gut wall. Like, how freaking cool is that? Just from simply taking the time to flush stuff out. Literally. And you guys, it's like, you do the thing, you're lying on your right side on the floor, you're trying to hold the fluid in for as long as you can for up to 15 minutes. Sometimes I only even make it 1 round of 3 minutes where your body's blood is going through the entire system. 3 minutes and doing it is better than not doing it all in my book. The upside to the hydrocolonics is that the one specifically at Inner Wellbeing, you're sitting on the machine and you can release anytime you want and have the water flowing by holding the button and pushing the button on and off for water to flow or stop as much as you want or as little as you want. And you can release. You don't have to try to hold it in for any length of time while you're sitting on the machine. When you're at home, you try to hold it in for as long as you can, but you got to get up off the floor and get to that toilet before you release in a timely manner. That kind of throws off the up to 15 minutes. At Maddie's place, I'm on that machine for like 30, 35, maybe 40 minutes of just constantly water flowing and releasing however feels comfortable on your body. So 2 different experiences, 2 different results. So you're getting a lot of the benefits from the hydrocolonic with the water, but the coffee enema is giving you even more because of the nutrients in the specific coffee that's used for it. So just another thing that I've talked about forever, but that's the actual like physiological benefits and reasons behind doing the coffee enema specifically. And then you can always look up more about hydrocolonics or go over to Inner Wellbeing on Instagram. And her account has tons of information as to the benefits of just the hydrocolonic, which both are similar. They're both flushing things out of the colon, which is good for your overall health for multiple reasons. Coffee enema just has a little bit extra in it because of the nutrients in the coffee as it works with the body. But overall, phenomenal for your health. People don't really talk about coffee enemas because, I mean, it's kind of weird, right? Like, oh, great, now my poor kids are gonna be like, great, my mom's talking about coffee enemas on the internet and telling everybody all about it. But you guys, it's game changing for your health. I actually just did one today. And like, why not do the things for your body that are going to help with longevity and living a long, healthy life? If you're at a point too where you are really ill with something going on, get this full book or just start Googling Gerson therapy, because this protocol, of course, the United States is stupid and they're not using things like this to help heal people. You gotta go to Mexico, or I believe there might actually be a treatment center in, I'm not gonna say where in the United States, because the United States tries to do stuff, people try to do the right thing, and then Big Pharma comes and shuts them down. So I'm not gonna say where there might or might not be places that follow Gerson therapy in the United States that I've heard of. You gotta go underground and find them yourselves. Mexico, for sure, they have it. Chip's a hospital in Mexico. But they follow this protocol, and it's basically using fruits, vegetables, coffee enemas, other modalities and things that help the body to fight off cancer, reverse illness, reverse disease, and they're using the body's own powerful healing systems to do so without chemo, without radiation, without the toxic bullshit that they just throw at everybody here in the US. So many other options out there. But coffee enemas can be used for just general health as well. And again, I'm not giving medical advice. I'm not giving medical advice. Do what you want with your own body. I'm just giving you information as to what a coffee enema is and what health benefits of it might be. Disclaimer, don't come after me. I'm not a fucking doctor. There you go. All right. Good luck with those coffee enemas. Like, subscribe, share, give this info to somebody you think would appreciate it, because I'm telling you, the more I start talking with people about it, the more I'm actually finding others who are also doing coffee enemas and sharing the benefits with other people. You can find me on Instagram and Facebook at Balanced Day Life, my website, www.balancedaylife.com. And if you are into coffee enemas or start doing them, message me, let me know, throw a comment out there, and happy enemaing.